on a little road trip out to the desert. I'm heading into Joshua Tree right now. It's about 5 o'clock. It's getting kind of late. I am almost there. I think I'm about a half an hour away. However, I decided to stop for some food. I'm gonna get some food before it gets dark so that I'm working on a full belly. And then I'm gonna try my hand at some astrophotography. I'm gonna look for some interesting foregrounds. I'm hoping for some great weather tonight. It should be pretty cool, not too hot. And I am hoping for the clouds to cooperate. It should be pretty clear all day until about 10 o'clock, and then some high clouds are going to roll in. And so I'm hoping that these high clouds are actually going to create some interest in the sky. That's my hope, at least. I hope it doesn't just cover up all the stars, and hard to do astrophotography without seeing any astro. So that's my hope. I am stopping at In-N-Out right now. Grab a burger and some caffeine to keep me awake, and then we'll see. Sunset's around 6:30 tonight, 6:15, 6:30. So I've got about an hour and a half or so until sunset. So that'll give me some light to kind of scope everything out. And then I'll have about an hour of blue hour to kind of fine tune any composition that I'm looking for. And we'll see how it turns out. All right. We'll see you guys in Joshua Tree.
We could climb every mountain, we could swim the deep blue sea, we could cross every desert and come back again. We could go any distance to chase down every dream. We could reach all the stars.
I ordered an extra large soda from In-N-Out, and I didn't realize how big it is because I've never ordered an extra large, and it is ginormous. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to finish it. So that's
Where we are known, I know that there's no place like home.
all right. It is getting late. It's about 5:45, and I am not even near the park yet. I have probably another 6 or 7 miles until I get into Joshua Tree Park, and I can see the sun setting in my rear view mirror, shining in my eyes, and the sun is getting very low. So okay, so I am nervous. I'm nervous that I left way too late, and I have no idea what Joshua Tree is like. I've never been to Joshua Tree, and so I am a little nervous about where I'm going and finding a composition that I can like see ahead of time. So I'm really nervous. I don't know how this is gonna play out, and I'm really hoping that it's a smooth going, because it's gonna be tight. It's gonna be tight. Let's see.
I know that there's no place like home. I know a place where we can go. I know a place where we can go, where we are safe.
So I'm inside the park. It's taking everything within me not to like stop and take these beautiful sunset pictures over the mountains behind me. But I was given a tip on where to go within the park, and so I am hauling booty to get to where I want to go before it gets too dark. So I keep checking back and checking the sun and seeing I might pull off for a shot or two once the sun kind of dips down behind this beautiful mountain behind me. But for right now, I am onward going. But there's so many beautiful like rock formations, and the Joshua trees here are so beautiful. I didn't think that they would be so beautiful. I knew that they were like kind of cool looking, but like each one is so unique and so different. And just knowing what the tree kind of does with nature and everything, with animals living and what it kind of produces and all that kind of stuff, it is just beautiful to be here. I know I'm gonna come back here soon, and oh, you gotta look at this rock right here. It's so beautiful. I have to say, I wasn't exactly sure what to expect when I planned this little adventure. I was a little nervous to come. I'm here by myself, and there's something about exploring by yourself that's really exciting, and I'm really glad that I decided to come. And no matter what happens with these pictures, oh my god, look at this light on the side of the mountain. Look at this. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. Oh my gosh. Let me roll the window up. No matter what happens on this trip, it has just been such a fun little trip, and just seeing someplace new like this that I've never been before is just incredible. There's so many of these giant rocks. You might see it behind me right now as I'm driving. There's these giant rocks behind me, and one of my kiddos would love to just rock climb that thing, just jump around the boulders. He would just love it. I can't even explain it. I wish he would have come with me today. But then I wouldn't have this experience on my own, which is a totally different experience. So I'm really glad that I came, and I am looking for a place to park here, probably another 2 or 3 miles that I'm going to drive into the park. I'm trying to get away from as much light as I can, get away from as many cars as I can. I keep seeing these people on the side of the roads just taking pictures and stuff, and I'm really jealous. I'm excited, but I think waiting is going to be a better payoff. I'm going higher in elevation, and I'm seeing less and less cars, which I think was going to be really great. It's also like a Sunday night, so I'm hoping that there will be like nobody around. It'll get super dark, and we will see. But I am getting more and more excited the further into the park I'm getting. It's just so beautiful here, and I look forward to sharing this with you. Here we go. All right, so I just found this like super cool gnarly tree that's like growing out of a rock, which is super cool. I really liked it. However, there wasn't really any Joshua trees around it, which I would love to find something with some Joshua trees around it. So right now I'm just walking around. The sun is set. It's kind of blue hour right now. It's getting really dark. I'm really glad that this camera does so well with low light. I'm walking on a trail, so I'm just gonna keep walking. There's some cool rock formations over here that I want to check out. It is getting very dark though. I parked my car maybe 20 minutes ago. I found these cool rock formations, so I'm gonna keep walking towards those and see what I can come up with. It's gonna be a long night. What time is it now? It's almost 7. It's about 6:40 right now. So I'm hopefully gonna be able to find a composition that I like. Look at this. Look how awesome this looks. Look at these trees. Isn't that awesome? It's so cool. So I hope you can see me right now. Super cool. I'm really looking forward to this. I might be able to get some cool silhouette shots right now before the sun goes all the way down. Maybe I'll pull out my 70 to 200 and take some shots over here. All right, we're getting close. I can feel it. All right, hi. I'm probably really red right now. I'm using a red light so that my eyes don't get all jacked, and I've been walking around with a flashlight to make sure I don't step on anything or there are no animals that are right in front of me. My camera settings are all out of whack. I think I'm at like 1/25th of a second, 1.8, and ISO like 8,000 or something. So my camera settings are all out of whack, and I think I found a composition. I'm not 100% stoked on it, but I'm gonna give it a shot. I found a spot, I'm all set up, and I'm just waiting for the stars to come out a little more. They look to be coming out really well, and I'm really happy about that. So let's see what I can get. Okay, so a bunch of trial and error right now. I realized that I was trying to get more, I was trying to get sharp stars, and so I've got a 1.8 lens on there right now, so I stopped it up just a little bit to like 2 or 2.2, because I want to make sure I have sharp stars all throughout the image, especially in the corners. So by stopping up, I needed to increase brightness a little bit. So my options are either increasing my shutter speed or decreasing my shutter speed, having the shutter open for longer, or raising my ISO. I always try and keep my ISO as low as possible. I have realized though, doing this, that I just want to make sure I'm not gonna run into a bush or something. I realized doing this that I don't want my shutter speed to be super slow, because then my stars aren't going to be sharp. So with a little trial and error, I realized that around 10 seconds is about where I want to be on this lens. So this is a 50 millimeter 1.2, sorry, 50 millimeter 1.8. So because it's at 50 millimeters, using the 500 rule, dividing 500 divided by 50 millimeters, I got around 10 seconds. That's where I'm going to freeze the stars and get them as sharp as possible. So then I have to increase my ISO in order to let in as much light as possible. So I'm going higher than I would like to on my ISO, but the camera seems to be handling it well. I just did one composition. There are so many stars above me right now, and not so much towards the horizon where I'm shooting. So I'm gonna get a little creative and try and shoot up through something in order to try and get as much stars and interest as possible. So let's try another composition. This is what I was just working on. I got like a vertical and a horizontal image of this. So these are those images right there. Okay, so I just wrapped up my night. What time is it? It's kind of an early night. I did want to get home around midnight, which I think I might be able to do. But it's 9:45, so I'll probably be out of here around 10, which will be good. So that was kind of my goal. I did try and do a time lapse at the end of the night, and so this is what this looks like right here. I think it's a little shorter than I would have liked it to be. I tried to get my internal intervalometer to work on my camera, and I couldn't do it. So I ended up having to go with a time-lapse video. So I won't be able to do much post-editing on it. And I think it's pretty short, but it's definitely a great start. I'm really happy with the way that it turned out, at least on the back of my camera. So I'm excited to get these home, and I will edit them tomorrow. If there's anything I need to add, I'll pop in here. Overall, it was a super fun and productive day. I learned so much by just being out here, so that really helped. And I am looking forward to coming back here. I know my kids and my wife might want to come with me, so maybe we'll have some people. It does get a little lonely out here waiting for time lapse to go, so I would welcome the company waiting for time lapse and stuff. It was pretty quick taking the photos because those only take like 30 seconds at most. So I did switch. So a lot of the wide angle stuff, I used the 14 to 30 f4. So I did have to adjust my settings. So I did move to like a 30-second exposure, which I couldn't do with the 50mm lens. But so with the wide angle lens, I did do kind of 30-second exposures. And so with the time lapse, I did do 30-second exposure, and it was like every 35 seconds. So took a picture for 30 seconds, and then the camera was kind of off for 5 seconds, and then it took another picture 5 seconds after that, and so for another 30 seconds. So I think I just set the timing wrong on it. I wish it would have gone longer. I could have just started it again, but I think it was a good stopping point. I stopped around 9:30, 9:40. So I think that time lapse went for about an hour or so. I could do the math to see how much time it is in 24 frames a second, so I could figure out how many exposures it actually took once I drop it in and see how long it is. So overall, a super, super fun and educational day. I really enjoyed it, and it was so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I'm literally the last person around where I parked here. I kind of saw people come and go, people ending their hikes. A lot of people did some night hikes tonight. So I got to hear and see people coming back to their cars, and I'm the last person standing. So I will definitely be back soon, and hopefully before it gets too cold at night. It was beautiful tonight. It was beautiful. I just had like a long sleeve shirt on, so it was really great. So yeah, thanks for coming along. Astro photography. Let me know if you want to go out. I'll go with you. Bye.